Hello friends, I'm Johnny Rowland, your host of our shooting program, and welcome to today's show. Let me tell you what, here we are. In fact, there's a Mississippi River right there. We are in absolutely beautiful Quincy, Illinois. We're up here for the Masters Championship, the Masters Tournament here. And friends, I tell you what, if you would like to come to a place in this country where you want to see how America really does work, well, we recommend you coming to Quincy, Illinois, where the people work hard, they play hard, and they genuinely have a city and an area that they can be proud of. Trust me, friends, this is one of the prettiest places we have ever been in all our traveling with this program. The people are as friendly as can be. I tell you, it is really an ideal setting for seems to me, about anything you'd want to do. So we're going to head on down to the Masters, and I tell you, if you've never been to this part of the country, you might want to plan a vacation, because across the river over here we have Hannibal, not too far down the way there. They have the Mark Twain memorials and things. Mark Twain spent a lot of time in this area, and I tell you, it is really something, one of the neatest places we've ever been. Well, let's go to the match. Well, friends, here we are in beautiful suburban Barry, Illinois, for the Masters International Shooting Championship, and this is at the Pasa Park, and they have a tremendous number of events going on. I think this is something you're really going to enjoy. The countryside and the scenery is nothing short of fantastic. It is a beautiful country, and this is certainly one of our high points for the year in covering this Masters tournament. We have a lot of things I think you're going to enjoy seeing. Well, friends, here we are with our good friend John Barnes. He is our guide on the tour here. And John, which stage are we at now?
This is a precision pistol stage where they shoot strictly 22 handguns, all one-handed, bullseye type shooting at biathlon type plates.
And we're looking, it looks like we have some 4-inch plates out here at about 25 or so meters.
Right, 25 meters are close, 50 meters are the far one.
I'll tell you what, friends, the degree of difficulty, of course, they're under time too. How long do they have, you know?
Each phase of the match is different times.
Okay. So you've got to make your shots within a particular time. Well, let's watch a little bit of this.
The guy that designed the control box.
My friends, we're here on the action stage. Shooting falling plates.
With something like that, that target there, I think, is about $8,000.
No fault.
All we have to do is about 5 of them down. So they've got 6 targets on that piece.
Stand by. No fault. 4.71. No fault. 5 points.
Friends, here we are with a young man. This is Dick Metcalf, whom a lot of us know as a very well-known gun writer. But there's some other stuff you do too, huh, sir?
A little bit. Yeah,
well,
we try to promote the shooting sports as best we can here.
And you're doing a good job. This is, of course, the Masters tournament is held at the Pasa Range here, and it's on Dick's family estate here. And they, well, tell us, briefly give us a rundown on how you got involved with that, Dick.
Well, I moved back here to Illinois about 15 years ago after teaching college on the East Coast, and we decided that what we wanted to do here in this community with the people who believe in the shooting sports is build a shooting sports park for the whole family and to promote the sport and to make the ground available to championship competitions like the Masters. So our family leases leases the park for $1 a year to the local shooting club, which hosts all of the matches, and we're out here basically working to make shooting more fun and more accessible to everybody.
Well, let me add this. I cannot imagine a better location or a better facility for as wide a variety of things as are going on. I just can't imagine something being nicer than this. Now, we're on the scene of the Bicathlon. Did I say that correctly?
Yes, sir.
The Bicathlon, and friends, this is probably at least as important as any other event here at the Masters. And why would this event be so important, Dick?
Well, we all, I think, know that the future of the shooting sports depends entirely on bringing the younger generations into this game that we grown-ups have played for many years. And when we're thinking of ways to try to promote more participation by youngsters, we realize that the one thing that practically every youngster in the United States does have already is a bicycle.
Yeah. Are you ready? Set.
Come on, Nick, pedal hard, pedal hard. Get it early. Get it up there, get it up there. That's it, bud, get it in there.
Jacob.
Yeah.
Pretty good, man.
Way to go, Serena.
Those two boys.
I mean, she is beating them.
He blasted all 4 of those targets and went right on.
Look, they're running up the hill. Unbelievable.
Nick, pedal hard, bud. Come on, get up there. 4 up, 4 down. Come on, you can do it. That's it, Nick, that's it. Don't be nervous. Come on, Nick, you can do it. Go, Nick, go. You got it, you got it. Go for time. Go for time. Come on, Nick, you got it, you got it.
And that if we could capitalize on youngsters' love for bicycle riding and bicycle racing and tie that to shooting sports competition, we might have a way to open a wide door for more shooting sports participation. So the Bicathlon is essentially modeled on the Olympic biathlon, which is cross-country skiing and rifle shooting. Here, youngsters do cross-country bicycle riding around a loop track, and they stop and shoot at airgun targets at stages along the way.
Well, we're going to show some footage of that, and I'll tell you, I've seen some little girls that have turned in excellent performances. So it's open to girls as well as boys.
Oh yes, it's the boys and the girls compete equally in these races, and we have one junior girl competitor here who's just an outstanding athletic competitor that is vying to win the junior category overall championship this year, as well, of course, being the top girl in her category. And it's really a thrill to see a little 8-year-old girl come racing up to the shooting stand with her bicycle and stick it in the stand and grab up an air gun and knock down 4 targets, just 1, 2, 3, 4, as fast as some of these professional shooters do on the action event at the Masters.
And I'll tell you what, there is no shortage of excitement over here. I mean, we've got some people that are pretty excited on this tent. I mean, you got some parents and friends that it is intense. So this is quite an event, and we congratulate you in what you're doing here, sir.
We appreciate you being here and watching it, John.
Well, I know a lot of people all over this country are really going to enjoy what we're shooting here these few days, and good luck to you. In fact, sir, if you would like to hear more about what Dick Metcalf thinks, you can read his columns in Shooting Times magazine.
That's correct.
And Handguns.
That's right.
And whatever else, sir.
And well, that's basically it. They keep me busy full time.
Well, I think they do that very well. Of course, Shooting Times is, I think, probably the finest shooting publication as far as purely devoted to guns. You can get your best information possible, and of course Dick is one of the absolute best sources. So hey, we're going to go shoot some more tape here of some more shooters.
All righty, thanks a lot.
Thank you, Dick. Friends, we're here with Jerry Mitchell, and he's showing us his action gun. And Jerry, tell us what that is, sir, please.
This is a Smith & Wesson end frame. It has an 8-shot cylinder made by RPM out of Phoenix, Arizona. It has a set of mic grips on it. This is the gun I used to shoot the man-on-man with there at Montrose.
Now, Jerry, friends, we want to tell you that Jerry was in the shoot-off with Jethro Dionisio, which is absolutely one of the world's fastest shooters, and Jerry came out on top in that. How many events was that, Jerry?
Well, it was the best 4 out of 7 man-on-man runs. So.
Which we're talking as fast as you can go, friends, and this is the revolver Jerry's using. Now, what kind of barrel arrangement is that?
It's one of their ported. I think it's made by Barstow. There's a port in it. Got a little ventilation cuts there for cooling. I don't know exactly what that'll do, but it has my trigger job on it. It's a good setup.
What kind of scope is that?
This is an Atco Mirage. 10-minute dot in it. It's a good setup all the way around, fast.
Now, friends, if you didn't hear Jerry right, that is a 38 Super. And do you have a full moon clip for that, sir?
I have some loaded here with 6 rounds for the action event that I'm going to shoot here in just a moment. That's a 6-shot maximum on the stage that we're going to shoot it.
So in this case, Jerry's actually got a potential of 2 more rounds in a revolver than he can use. So, tell you what, it looks like a very nice piece of work. And
it's a good shooting gun.
Well, sir, we wish you a lot of good luck on the action event. We'll be seeing you later.
All right, thank you.
Here's Jim Clark Jr.
Stand by. No faults. 3 points. Double time.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're here at the Precision Rifle rimfire event. This is Wayne Whitmer, and of course here at the Masters, he is a range officer. And Wayne, briefly tell us, I know we're in front of some shooters getting ready to go. Tell us what this particular stage is about.
You'll have a total of 45 targets that will be engaged in batteries of 5. The targets will be between 1 3/4 inches and 4.5 inches in diameter, and the targets are at 50 and 100 meters.
So now they're shooting, what kind of guns are allowed in this match?
Any .22 rifle you'd like.
Any .22 rifle. Are they using, are scopes allowed?
Scopes are allowed.
Scopes are allowed.
That's shooter's preference.
What about what kind of ammunition? Is this strictly target stuff, or are we using high speed because of the distances involved?
It's more or less a shooter's preference, whatever works well in his rifle. Some people use the pretty much generic ammunition, and others use the super high buck long rifles.
Okay, from where we're standing, these are all, this is a great spectator sport because you can actually see something happening. If you knock the plate over, it's a hit, and if you don't, it's not. Is that correct?
Exactly.
All right. What kind of accuracy in a rimfire rifle is required out on your 100-meter?
Well, the smallest target at 100 meters is 1 3/4 inches. So if you probably want something that'll stay within about 1 inch at 100 meters. So you're looking at some pretty good accuracy here, and it's incredible what some of these rifles will do.
Well, and of course you got to be a pretty darn good shooter too, huh?
Oh yes, yes. We see some excellent shooters.
I'm sure. Well, sir, we appreciate you helping us out on this portion, and we're going to take some pictures here and see what they're going to do.
Thanks a lot, John.
The range is clear. Shooters, you may uncase your firearms. You have 1 minute.
Wayne was just telling us that the majority of the guns used in this match are converted Ruger 1022s, super accurate guns.
In 10 seconds. Safety officers, is the range set and clear? Small targets at 50 meters in 90 seconds.
You know, friends, all of us as shooting enthusiasts should be subscribing to Shotgun News, the trading post for anything that shoots. 3 big issues monthly with literally thousands and thousands of firearms bargains. Give them a call, 1-800-345-6923, a very inexpensive subscription price. Again, 1-800-345-6923. Subscribe today.
Gun Sight Training Center.
Front sight.
People have a tremendous change in attitude here.
Go down to your target, stand about 1 meter back of your target, and do not taste it. Do not taste it. Relay 2 7-meter lines.
Then you go on down to a standard prone.
The methods taught here at Gun Sight have set training standards throughout the world. defensive weaponry techniques afford the greatest speed, power, and accuracy. Students attending Gunsight are afforded the luxury of having an on-site custom shop for immediate service or repairs. It is a full-service gunsmith operation, performing the highest quality of custom modifications on all types of firearms, handguns, or long guns. And the Gunsight Pro Shop, a retail service dedicated to providing the best shooting products and items available in the world today.
Now, friends, for information on the Gunsight Training Center, on their custom shop, or on their pro shop, give them a call, area 520-636-4565. Area 520-636-4565. Get a catalog, get information on their custom shop, or on the tremendous stock in their pro shop. They're some of the finest people out there, friends. If you go to Gunsight Training Center, you will definitely come back knowing, one, how to shoot a gun and how to better protect yourself in this dangerous world we live in.
The Shootin' Show will be right back after this break for your local cable company or TV station.
All right, Wayne, tell us, this is the 50-meter target. Sir, explain to us how this works.
Okay, what we've got here is two ropes on the target. This rope here changes from the 4.5 to the 1 3/4, and then back again. We use the orange panel on the side as an easy reminder to the range officer of which targets are where. Also, this one here, to give you an idea, rope resets the target. We also have an orange flag down there to show that the reset bar is down.
Okay, and these are 3 inches in diameter, and
These are 4.5.
4.5, and the smaller one is 1 3/4. Is that right?
1 3/4, that's correct.
Tell you what, friends, for an offhand shot, the degree of difficulty is pretty darn high. Now, John, tell me, we're on which event now?
This is a long-range pistol event where they'll be shooting big caliber handguns at 75, 100, 150, and 200 meters.
Okay, now how big are these targets out here?
The small targets at 200 are 6-inch diameter. The large targets are 9-inch.
Which does not leave much margin for error. Do you allow scope sights on these guns?
Right. These are most of them are shooting scope sights.
All right. When you were talking large caliber, what are we talking about as far as calibers?
They're shooting 7mm BR. Some of them are shooting 308s.
So we're talking the serious long-range silhouette type guns and calibers. We're seeing XP100s, Thompson Center Contenders,
right?
Guns of that ilk. I would imagine RPMs represented. And several Wichita and some others. Well, friends, we're going to watch some of this. I tell you what, this really is, that's what the Masters is all about, an overall test of skill. And I tell you, it weeds the lightweights out in a hurry, doesn't it, John?
It sure does.
And even some heavyweights fall, by the way, occasionally in this. It's very a demanding match.
Right.
Shooters, you have 30 seconds to load and make ready. You will engage 10 targets alternately, close to far, in 90 seconds.
And now here's Badlands Bill Oglesby and part of his exhibition.
This is a gun I use for fast draw. I have $1,000 bill that says no one can beat me with this gun. It's the fastest gun in the world. We had a couple of takers out there. He thought they were pretty fast. They had Ernie Hill speed leather. They had Safari speed leather. They had everything. Quick, fast. So we lined up on the line. 4 out of 5 times. We drew. And I beat them. They never did catch on because the draw is so fast. They're here. They shoot. I shoot them. Done. I'm going to show you how I beat them. Do not tell them. The old gunfighters had a lot of tricks in the old West. Now watch. This, they never did catch on. Honestly, they never did. Boom. I'm going to show you the power of blank. Never point a gun at anybody, even with a blank, because I'm going to show you what they can do. Okay, now watch this. Watch it. We're going to have this turkey here. I'm going to shoot it with a blank. If I can get that to stay up there. A common 38 blank, people. Whoa. Wow. 38 blank. Not even enough power to fire from the case. If you look at the case, pass it around, the crimp didn't even open up. But enough power to fracture a skull like an eggshell.
Well, friends, there's going to be a Ladies Charity Classic handgun event in Houston, Texas on November 16 of this year. It's the first annual Houston Ladies Charity Classic handgun event for women only, produced by the Women's Shooting Sports Foundation and is benefiting the Make-A-Wish Foundation. You don't necessarily have to have a handgun because firearms will be provided by Smith & Wesson, ammunition provided by Federal, and it's for beginning and experienced shooters. Everyone has the same chance of winning prizes. It has a $65 entry fee, including lunch, ammo-free drawings, and free instruction. For more information, call area 713-584-9907, 713-584-9907, and ask for information on the Ladies Charity Classic handgun event, again November 16 of this year in Houston, Texas. This is Bruce Pyatt.
Stand by. .24. 4.24. No fault. Stage 2 shooter ready. Okay. Stand by. What's your 10-4, come on out to the right.
2.29.
2.29. Stage 2 shooter ready. Stand by. .69, no fault. Stand by.
This is Jerry Mitchell at Clark Custom Guns, who's one of the finest shooters anywhere, getting set. On the other side there, the range officer there. Looks like Jerry's shooting a Remington 1100.
Shooter, you have 20 seconds to load and make ready. The other competitors are loaded. You may assume the position to be ready to fire. Stage 1 shooter, nod when you're ready. Stage 1 shooter ready. Stand by.
We have a 2.87.
2.87. Stand by.
$1.99.
1.99. No fault. Stage 2 shooter ready. Stand by.
$2.65.
2.65. No fault. Stage 3 shooter ready. Stand by.
1.84.
1.84, no fault.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm standing here with Ken Tapp, and Ken is a terrific competitor. Oh, sir, you're actually one of the more youthful people on the tour. That's what I see.
I'm glad to hear you say that.
Well, Ken, where are you from, sir?
Well, right now I reside in Claremore, Oklahoma.
And you've been, of course, you've been a hunter and a shooter for all these years, but when did you get started in action shooting? And I know you're terrific in shotgun, you're a master handgun shooter, you're excellent with long-range rifle, but how did you go about getting in the shooting sports, the games like this?
Well, I just went around and observed. I think it was about 82 that I started going to IPSC matches. Got acquainted with Chris Edwards. He was the guru of my area at that time, and so I just picked up from him. He claims he taught me to shoot.
Well, well, friends, I tell you what, this is such a great match and a great sport, and really it's open to all sorts of competitors from different backgrounds. Now, you were primarily a hunter. If I read somewhere this about you, you had hunted for many years, but never had really been too much in the sport. Is that right?
Well, I've always been a competitor as far as bullseye and things like that when the opportunity presented itself. But, yeah, I was primarily a hunter. I made my living for a number of years in Alaska hunting seal and for bounty, and then later for hides and commercial fishing.
Well, let's put in a plug for it. Now, I see you're wearing a Team Tasco hat and a Team Tasco shirt here. Anyone else you'd like to mention as your sponsors, sir?
Well, I have a lot of people that help me out, like CCI and ultralight arms, long range, Corbon for ammo and bullets.
I would like to put in a plug as Corbon is one of our sponsors too. We appreciate that.
Yeah, Peter Pye, he spreads a lot of it around to help people out.
Absolutely. Well, sir, we wish you a lot of luck. How are you doing in the Masters tournament this year?
Well, I had problems with long range pistol. I shot precision rifle very well, and had so-so score here on the shotgun range.
Well, as we're taping this, we're in the first day of the match on Thursday. And, sir, it's very nice to meet you. You have a lot of fans out there, and I know they're going to enjoy seeing you. So
thank you very much.
Appreciate you taking time to talk with us. My friends, we're looking at a Bushnell sight here. This is called the Hollow sight, and essentially it's a hologram. And, of course, we're familiar with seeing scopes, and recently we've had the Trigicon similar-looking scope on our program. But this works differently. I want you to look. See that bright image? You just put that image on your target there and pull the trigger. It doesn't matter if you're off, as long as you can see that image. That's what improves your speed, because the bullet's going to go, you zero it just like you would a scope, and the bullet's going to go where the red, what you're seeing there on the target, where the red light, in fact, or the hologram. That's the best way I can say it. This is a really neat system that some of the folks are starting to use, and apparently they're pretty durable. They're looking pretty good from testimony given by the gentleman here today talking with us about it. And I like it because your glass is up high and it is relatively short, and your electronics are down underneath it, not quite as obtrusive. Neat concept, the Bushnell hologram. Got it. Well, heck, Bobby, let's put them out 100 yards. That's too easy. Now, friends, we're looking at a new Springfield Armory custom gun. This has the new hollow sight. You see it's got the double mount, the ambidextrous safety. Of course, they've done away with the rear sight on the gun. Real intricate looking compensator. And this is out of the Springfield Armory custom shop. Now, friends, what we're looking at is the new 9x23 cartridge. This is a 125 grain bullet running about 1,400 to 1,450 feet per second. Essentially, it's an improved 38 Super. It runs at true magnum pressures and magnum velocities out of a 1911. This is a new venture for Winchester, and our good friends Corbin, I'm sure, will have some of these shortly, if not already. This is a new 10-round magazine for the wide body, and you see this slash in the front and the back of the magazine there. Anyway, let's shoot the 9x23 Springfield Custom out here at our steel targets.
All right.
Slick, huh?
Friends, you're looking at the New American magazine here, and yes, they do have a new cover. In fact, the New American, due to their success, is now going to be available on some newsstands around the country. But friends, don't wait for the newsstand. If you want the absolute finest news magazine available in the United States today, or anywhere else for that matter, give the New American people a call. Their number is 1-800-727-TRUE, and of course that number 1-800-727-8783, and tell them you saw it on the shooting show. $22 for a 6-month subscription. It comes every 2 weeks, and friends, these are absolutely terrific people with a fabulous magazine. If you want to know the truth, if you want to know what's going on in our country or around the world, give the New American a call. This is absolutely first rate, and they're terrific people. We appreciate them being sponsors of our shooting show, but you will certainly appreciate the information you get from this terrific New American magazine. Give them a call today, 1-800-727-8783, and tell them you saw it on the shooting show.
The Shooting Show will be right back after this break for your local cable company or TV station.
My name is Jim Willey. I'm here today to introduce you to the Little Freedom Association. Our goal is to unite the citizens of this country together to promote and protect our Constitution and our constitutional rights, especially the Second Amendment, because it's what protects the rest of them. If we took all the patriotic, moral, law-abiding citizens and joined them together, we would have the single largest group in the nation. I can't see how anyone out there could not be concerned about our Constitution. For sign-up or more information, we may be contacted at P.O. Box 1436, Craig, Colorado, 81626. Phone number is area code 970-824-8771. I'd like to thank Johnny and the judge for the time on this show today, and I'd also like to thank everyone out there.
Well, Jim, we certainly applaud everything that you're doing here. Soldier of Fortune magazine, published and edited by Robert K. Brown, former Special Forces A-Team leader, delivers the goods. For over 20 years, Soldier of Fortune has been on the lines covering wars from Rhodesia, El Salvador, Angola, Grenada, Burma, Panama, and Croatia. Subscribe now at the special rate of $28.90. Call 1-800-877-5207 and receive 12 action-packed issues of Soldier of Fortune magazine. In addition, you will receive a free copy of Fighting Firearms edited by Peter Kokalis. Again, 1-800-877-5207, 12 action-packed issues of Soldier of Fortune magazine, $28.90. Now, friends, if you did not receive your copy of Fighting Firearms magazine with your Soldier of Fortune subscription, give them a call back and they'll get it right out to you. And incidentally, the Soldier of Fortune convention is coming up in Las Vegas. It's in September now, so you need to give them a call and make your reservation to find out convention information now. That number is area 303-449-3750. Again, area 303-449-3750. And find out about convention information. We're going to be there, and I know a lot of you would really enjoy that trip. Well, friends, we hope you're enjoying our program today. We're certainly enjoying bringing it to you. I'll tell you what, Judge, let me do a spot here for Smith & Wesson handguns. Still, some of the very finest handguns that have ever been built, and also one of the finest companies out there, because any company that would promote and support a match like the Masters, they need to have a pat on the back, because that was a huge effort on their part, and we really do want to just think about that, friends. Next time you have a choice in handguns, you might think about supporting a company that really is interested in our sport and our freedom and our ability to retain these guns. And Smith & Wesson really has done an awfully nice job, just a terrific job promoting the Masters tournament. It was great. I'd also like to say we found, as we mentioned earlier in the program, a place in America that really is the foundation and the America that still exists, one of hard work and morality and ideals and ethics. And I tell you what, mid-America, like around Quincy, Illinois, is honestly, Judge, it's about as good as it gets. Well, how you doing, sir?
Well, I'm doing pretty good, Johnny. I've been watching the Republican convention. Fortunately, I've been watching it on C-SPAN, which lets us listen to the speakers instead of listen to some news commentator telling me what the speaker said and while the speaker's saying it. I'm a little bit aggravated that I'm not considered intelligent enough to listen to the speaker and listen to what and know what he said, or she said, rather than having Dan Rather or Cokie Roberts or one of these other people tell me what the speaker said. That's nonsense. I noticed that a lot of issues been brought up about the platform, and I have some very interesting comments here. There's been a big battle over abortion. I don't think there's been much of a battle about the right to keep and bear arms, although that's foremost in some of our minds. The education of the young, fighting environmental extremists, any one of a dozen other issues that people place foremost in their minds, even those who pour all their strength into religious service. And the reason I'm commenting about this is that we're losing sight of the forest because of the trees. The only issue that's really important so that we can have these other differences and continue to debate them and have them one way or the other or change them from time to time, and that's the constitutional limitation of the government on its powers, are essentially the issue of national sovereignty. If we surrender our sovereignty to the UN, and that is well on the way, in 1992, Secretary General Boutros Ghali, I never understood why somebody had to have his name in twice, declared the time for absolute and exclusive sovereignty has passed. Who's he talking about?
Now, wait a minute. Now, we're talking the head of the United Nations is saying that our boundary lines as countries, we as free people, should be subordinate to his group there.
That's right. That's right.
And as I understand it, all the issues you talked about earlier, one, abortion, the right to keep and bear arms, all these things are important. But if we lose our national sovereignty, what difference does it make?
It doesn't make any difference, because if you want to stop abortion, if you want to retain gun ownership, if you want to educate your own children, exercise free speech, practice your religious faith openly, then join with others to get the U.S. out of the UN, because if our national sovereignty is lost to that godless body, the other battles will be lost by default. Now, I won't vote for anybody that wants to take away my guns. I won't vote for anybody that doesn't recognize the right to keep and bear arms. On the other hand, there are degrees of evil. And I'm reminded of what the Black Avenger said on radio a couple of days ago. He said he was going to hold his nose and vote for Dole because Clinton is worse. He's just got to get Clinton out. Have an interesting little thing that one of our friends sent us. Marv Schwarnbeck sent us a little pamphlet, very interesting pamphlet. It says,
got a picture of Slick on the cover there.
It says, help us re-elect President Clinton. Read, 1, how he's kept all of his campaign promises. 2, how he's made our country a better place to live. 3, how he's reduced our taxes. 4, how he has reduced the federal deficit. 5, how he's reduced the size of the federal government. And you open it up, what do you get?
A whole bunch of blank pages.
You got a whole bunch of blank pages.
Because Slick has helped do none of the above.
That's reminds me of a book that I saw once. Said everything I know about whatever the subject is. It could be the laundry business by a laundryman. It could be everything I know about law by a lawyer. Everything I know about medicine by a doctor. And when you open the book up, there's nothing but blank pages. Nothing but blank pages. That is, in my way of thinking, the very worst enemy that we have here in this country. He is bound and determined to surrender sovereignty to the United Nations. Executive orders have done it. Here's an article that came in the mail today. It said, New World Order sees citizens as, quote, the enemy. As the enemy. Citizens are the enemy. Boy, now that is something. This came from the Durango, Colorado Herald, published daily except Monday. And this is a article by Alton Chase, an editorial. He's a editorial writer. He talks about the environment and how he was interested in the environment at one time, and that he suggested making the effort grassroots. And he said those same idealists nixed the idea, including the local community, they warned, would let the enemy in. Democracy, I was informed, might interfere with their grand designs. Now, by God, I want to interfere with their grand designs. I want to interfere just as much as I possibly can. The green movement, the green distrust of democracy has grown since then. And if you really want to know how much it's grown, I can't sit here and read this whole thing to you, but we have signed global warming treaties. For example, we've signed a biodiversity treaty that Bill Clinton has signed. It calls for transforming 50% of America into wilderness. And if your house happens to be there, tough. It's got to be torn down. And this environment stuff has just been carried out to a ridiculous extreme. Here is a map that he enclosed showing areas of the United States that were under UN control.
Why should 1 inch of American soil be under UN control?
Not one single reason I can think of, unless maybe it's the actual square footage that the building of the United Nations stands on. That might be UN property, but as far as I'm concerned, they can tax it too.
Well, I think the best thing is, I think we should be charitable as Americans and give the United Nations that building and give them 30 days to get it off the United States proper.
That's good.
And let them, find the nice people in Cuba, or the nice people in Egypt, or wherever. But get it off our soil, because it has been nothing but destruction to this country since it got here.
Here are 18 historical sites and national parks in the UN that are called heritage sites. And they include, in Alaska, not many people know about some of these places. In Alaska, it's Wrangell, St. Elias National Park. In Washington, Olympic National Park. In California, Redwood National Park. In California, Yosemite National Park. In Wyoming, Yellowstone. In Arizona, Grand Canyon. In Kentucky, Mammoth Cave. In New York, the Statue of Liberty. The Statue of Liberty, a UN site?
Statue of Liberty has nothing at all to do with the United Nations.
And in Pennsylvania, the Independence Hall?
Friends, you know what? This ought to make you mad. This ought to upset you. This should make you mad. Because that's the only way that we're going to do something about this. People are going to get angry.
In Tennessee, the Great Smoky Mountains. In Florida, the Everglades. In Hawaii, the Volcanoes National Park. There are 18 of these that are listed, and it is simply unacceptable.
Absolutely.
It is unacceptable. And if the United Nations wants to do something about it, then let them do something about it. But in the meanwhile, we need to kick their behinds out of this country. And I commend Representative Scarborough in the 1st District in Florida for introducing a bill to get the U.S. out of the UN and the UN out of the U.S. And I couldn't support that any more than if we just said it a dozen times.
Let me do a little plug here for the American Freedom Network. Our radio program, friends, is off to a great start. Of course, we're worldwide now on 9.475 on Sundays, and you can get a free copy of the American Freedom Catalog. They have really neat things in there for sale. You can call them 1-800-205-6245. Again, 1-800-205-6245, and that is the American Freedom. Get their catalog, give them a call. This is a terrific organization, and I'll tell you what, we don't join people and support groups lightly.
Tell them to listen to us.
That's right. Just listen to our program. It's on from 1 to 2 o'clock Eastern on Sundays. The Shootin' Show will be right back after this break for your local cable company or TV station. You know, friends, it's rare in any field of manufacture that one particular company has a clear-cut advantage over the others. Well, in this case, it's Corbin Ammunition, Corbin Bullet Company, because they make the best handgun, long gun, and even some specialty caliber ammunition that's been real hard to get in the past. If you really want your handgun or rifle to perform at their absolute best, you need to find some Corbin ammunition. For information on where you can get Corbin, information on their product line, call them. Corbin Bullet Company, 1-800-626-7266. Again, give them a call. It's a free call, 1-800-626-7266. Trust me on this one. Corbin is the best there is. Now, friends, what do Jim Clark Sr., K. Clark Michalik, Jerry Michalik, and Jim Clark Jr. have in common? You can find them all at Clark Custom Guns in Princeton, Louisiana, one of the finest custom gun shops in the entire country. They offer all sorts of custom packages on 1911s and other semi-automatics, from race guns to custom carry guns. They also offer a number of different custom packages for the Ruger 1022, and also have some very economically priced new 1022s in stock. Clark Custom Guns offers some of the best revolver packages available anywhere, including action jobs on your Smith & Wesson or some other fine revolvers. In addition to custom work, they also have a completely stocked gun shop, anything from bullets to powder to accessories that you might want. Clark Custom Guns offers some shooting classes. You need to call for availability. Friends, it's certainly good for the shooting show, but good for yourselves when you call and get a Clark Custom Guns catalog. They have all sorts of things listed about their products and services and excellent prices. Give them a call. Area 318-949-9884. Again, 318-949-9884. Clark Custom Guns, the complete custom gun shop. Give them a call today. Tell them you saw it on the shooting show. Now, friends, Clark Custom Guns has a few of the Browning Model 12 Winchester reproductions. These are grade 5 guns, very nice, and Clark's has them at a discount. Give them a call for information on the Model 12 reproductions.
All right, we've got a new study that's out. My University of College law professor, John Lott, has made a landmark study of the right to keep and bear arms laws, the right to keep the carry right
Concealed
to
carry
carry
laws.
concealed
carry
laws released this week. The study is entitled Crime, Deterrence, and the Right to Carry Concealed Handguns. He makes the observation by statistically looking at the picture that contrary to the claim of anti-gunners that there's no significant rise in accidental shootings when law-abiding citizens are allowed to legally carry firearms concealed, the facts proved the contrary. That to allow law-abiding citizens to carry concealed firearms with those who do not found that crime fell measurably in states that allow this, and it fell measurably when states made it legal to carry concealed handguns, proving that what many of us know all along. I don't know why it took a study and why it took the FBI so long to realize it, and I'm sure Clinton doesn't realize it to this day. But these are, in fact, the truth of the matter. That allowing citizens to carry concealed weapons means that there are fewer crimes committed rather than more.
Well, and the thing about accidental shootings and all has just it's not held up. It just hasn't happened. Simplest thing in the world, folks. You let the citizens protect themselves, and the criminals will leave them alone.
Criminals will go somewhere else.
They'll go somewhere else. That's right.
Gun Owners America facts. The Terror Bill number 2 has passed, with Charles Schumer shouting in glee and yet nevertheless fussing because the House deleted the provisions in it about taggarts in smokeless powder. Make no mistake, listeners, make no mistake about this. This is an effort to control ammunition and in essence to outlaw ammunition, and by outlawing ammunition you will make the right to keep and bear arms moot, just absolutely moot.
That's
because
right.
if you haven't got any bullets, arms aren't going to do you any good.
A 41 Magnum doesn't work without bullets. It doesn't work without gunpowder. And that's exactly what they have in mind.
Now, GOA objected to the bill on the grounds that Congress had no business ordering a study on an issue where there's no constitutional authority to regulate it. And I don't think there is any constitutional authority to regulate it. What they want to do is to eliminate ammunition because they've just run into too much trouble. It's too difficult to convince the American people to give up their arms or to pass laws in violation of the Second Amendment. You still got the Second Amendment standing there. In my view, the Second Amendment includes ammunition too, because the right to keep and bear arms would be a hollow right if you didn't have anything to put in those arms.
That's right.
Also, they took out of it some wiretap provisions, and these two issues are really thorns in the president's craw, and here's why. He'd like to outlaw firearms. If he outlaw ammunition in time, firearms will be outlawed. And he wants wiretap authority so he can snoop in everybody's private lives. Now, he feels so strongly on this that in his weekly radio address, right in the middle of the Republican convention, those are the two issues he harped on. That Congress passed the terror bill, but they left out two very important provisions of it, according to him.
According to him.
Taggarts that will change the burning characteristics of smokeless powders, change the burning characteristics of black powder, and they want to make it a criminal offense to possess smokeless powder that doesn't have taggarts in it. A criminal offense.
Okay, friends, your .22 long rifle will be over with. Your shotgun shells for you trap shooters, it's gone. It's over with if they put taggarts in gunpowder. All your powder at home will be illegal to own. Anything that doesn't have these taggarts, if they succeed in passing this, it's going to shut down the manufacture of ammunition for small arms. And that includes everything from a .22 to a .460 Weatherby. It's all gone, friends. It's gone if they succeed in this, and they know it. And that's what it's about.
There were only 22 members of the House that voted against Terror Bill number 2. And these are our heroes. They were Allard of Colorado, Bonilla of Texas, Bono of California.
Sonny Bono voted against it. Good for him. Good for him.
Coburn of Oklahoma, Cooley of Oregon, Costello of Illinois, EHLERS, Ellers of Michigan, Heffley of Colorado,
Hoekstra of Michigan, Hotstedler of Indiana, Klink, Pennsylvania, LaHood, Illinois, Mollahan, West Virginia, Murtha, Pennsylvania, Myers, Indiana, Radanovich, California, Sanford, South Carolina, Scarborough, Florida.
Hooray for Scarborough.
That's
Remember
right.
him.
Sauter of Indiana, Stockman, of course, Steve Stockman of Texas, Tyart, Kansas, and Young, Alaska. So the freshmen are the ones that are highlighted here. Yes, so they absolutely are. And friends, I tell you, this is something, you may get tired of hearing this, but this is, in fact, the sort of linchpin of what they're doing now. They know if they can take away the ammunition, they can get our guns. And we have, of course, we don't have time to talk about everything we need to, but we at least made a start on it. And you notice behind us today, we have the American flag. And my esteemed colleague loaned us this flag today, and of course, like some of us, it's a little beat up, as is the concept of the flag in this country. But let me make a couple of points here. These white stripes signify the pure ideals that this country was founded on. These red stripes signify the blood that was shed to get us here. And these bright stars on this dark background signify the shining free states made up of free people that have risen above the darkness of tyranny and oppression throughout man's history. Now, friends, this flag was worth fighting for then. It's worth fighting for today. Let's don't give it away. Friends, whether you want to be out on the range enjoying your .22 long rifle, or maybe you want to shoot a 9mm or a .38 special, or maybe you want to shoot a bigger caliber like a .44 or a .45. Or maybe you want to see how your rifle or handgun groups. Simple matter to put up a target stand here. For information on the tremendous shot stop target systems, give them a call. Their phone number 1-800-444-2038. Again, the shot stop information 1-800-444-2038. Friends, Unimesh is the #1 selling satellite dish in this country, and this goes along with our great satellite dish offer through the shooting show. $1,496.15 for a complete satellite system with the receiver, a very fine quality unit normally costing $2,500 or more dollars. Again, for less than $1,500, you can have your own full-size satellite dish, get all the channels available. You can get different packages. Give Bobby a call, 1-800-728-8486 for the Shooting Show satellite dish. Friends, due to time limitations, we're going to have to come back to the Masters Tournament next week. As you can tell, it's a wide variation of shooting, not just handguns, but certainly handguns is the focal point. But I know you're really going to look forward to that. Doug Koenig was the overall winner, so we certainly want to congratulate him, but there's a lot of good shooting left that we haven't shown yet, so we'll just come back to it on the next program.